Facebook, Twitch. Guys, I have a question for you that might get us in trouble. And Rhonda, don't answer any questions yet because I want everybody watching to answer before we have this conversation and then answer it again at the end. What is exactly the point of getting married in 2026? Guys, I'm dead serious. Don't give me the answer your parents taught you. Don't give me the answer your church gave you. Definitely don't give me the Instagram answer. Don't give me the because when two people love each other, they'll make it work. No, I'm asking, guys, what does marriage actually accomplish today that two unmarried people cannot accomplish together? Because here's what got me thinking. We got another headline involving 49ers owner Jed York. And regardless of where the legal situation ultimately goes, it got me thinking about something much bigger than one billionaire. We keep hearing that relationships fall apart because of money, financial stress, bad jobs, bills, not enough resources, not enough time, not enough help. Then someone explained to me something. Why do rich people's relationships fall apart too? Because if somebody can have access to extraordinary wealth, the best lawyers, beautiful homes, vacations, nannies, assistants, therapists, financial security, and practically every resource imaginable, and the relationships still aren't guaranteed to work, maybe money was never the problem. And here's where I'm going to make everybody very uncomfortable. What if marriage itself isn't the problem? What if we are the problem? Or what if we're trying to operate an ancient relationship model inside a world that has completely changed? Now, guys, tonight I don't have five answers. Simply put, I got five questions. And question number five is the one I can't answer. But if we decide marriage isn't the destination anymore, then somebody need to tell me what the hell is. Stay with us, guys, because tonight we going there. Let's get into this thing right now.
Hot beat, smoke it, drink it down. With your voice, it got you around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Press play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events, we let them flow.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, and y'all know what it is. It's Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. Y'all get down in the description. Follow me on all the socials. Like the channel, subscribe, get the merch, man. It's the family affair edition. Shout out to my dog Mabricio, couldn't make it tonight. It's the family affair edition whenever it's just me and Rhonda on the platform. And y'all know I got to let her introduce herself. Tell y'all where y'all can find her on the socials.
Thanks, JP, for having me back. Yeah, it's just us, the whole handful. But you can find me on Instagram at RMBLMBT and TikTok at RonDZ_.
Man, appreciate you being on, guys. And apparently tonight, I've decided that peace is overrated. I've decided that peace is overrated. We turning over the tables tonight because we talking about marriage, monogamy, compatibility, personality testing, astrology, numerology, open relationships, and whether marriage even needs to remain the ultimate relationship goal. So before anybody clips 17 seconds of this show and says, look at what Jeff said, because I know it's going to happen, understand what we're doing. Guys, we're asking questions. I'm not telling anybody to get divorced. We're not telling anybody to get married. I'm definitely not telling everybody to open their relationship. We're simply asking a question. Does the relationship blueprint most of us inherited still fit in this world we're actually living in? Now, everyone watching right now gets one vote. No explanation, right? If you were 25 years old, single, financially stable, and starting your life today, would you want to get married? Just type yes or no if you're watching this video right now. Just type yes or no. That's it. And don't change your comment later after me and Rhonda dissect this thing, pull all this meat off of the bone. Cause this bone gonna be empty when me and Rhonda finish tonight. And at the end of the show, guys, we gonna ask you Again, Rhonda, you ready to get into this thing?
Look, we about to see what's gonna happen.
Number one, guys, here's my first problem. We talk about marriage like love is the primary qualification. And I don't think love is enough. There you go, guys. Now, somebody clip that. You can love somebody and be financially incompatible. You can love somebody and be incompatible in intimacy ways. You can love somebody and have completely different attitudes toward children. You can love somebody and disagree about religion, money, politics, ambition, family, privacy, social media, where we going to live, how you going to raise children, how often will you go out to dinner, how much money are you going to spend, how much access does your family get into your relationship, whether your ex can still call you if you guys have children or not, whether your phone is private, whether your location stays on, everything. Do y'all see how much we're putting up with in these relationships? Everything. Love doesn't answer any of that. Now, love might get you to the altar. Compatibility determines what happens after everybody goes home. Y'all know I couldn't wait to ask Rhonda this. Can you deeply love somebody who you absolutely should not marry?
Mm. Well, I'm gonna say yes for the short answer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe anybody marries somebody who's 100%, or even at this point 80% what they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe even 50%. I think love only matters to the person who absolutely needs love, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like love matters if you're the one that needs it, and that's what that person is giving to you. But I
Okay.
agree with you. Like you do need more. You need compatibility. You need, again, what's love got to do with it?
It,
Like it's transactional. And so, but I think a lot of people are out here deeply in love with somebody that they're not with.
look,
I think that's common.
I'm saying this, Rhonda, and I appreciate everything you just said. I appreciate everything you just said. But I got to push back on you. One more question, one follow up question.
Yes, come
What's one trait that immediately tells you, male or female, what's one trait that immediately tells you this person ain't marriage material?
on.
One trait. As soon as you hear somebody has it, what's that one trait that
Dang.
says this person is not marriage material?
Um. Well, if we're talking,
Mm-hmm.
if they're like, oh yeah, I'm just looking to have a good time. I
Okay.
mean, that should be a clue. But for some people, that may feel like, oh, that may give somebody a reason to like, oh, let me change this person into that. Like if for it's something immediate, like
Yeah.
for me, like
So,
somebody like, hey, what's up, Shawty? That's
so a
for me.
person,
That's
so a person that don't give you a foundational answer, they just vague with their answers.
depending on the situation. Like if you meet somebody out in the street, somebody just passing by in the grocery
Yeah.
store or whatever, that's different.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody who said to you like, hey, I want to get to know you better and all that, I think yeah, you do need to listen to what I think men tell you exactly what they want, and I think
Mm-hmm.
women for the most part tell you what they want.
Can I give you my trait?
Oh hell, what
My
is it?
one trait that let me know you ain't marriage material. Grooming.
Oh,
Grooming.
mm,
Right? At the end of the day,
yeah.
marriage means repetitive activity every day.
Hmm.
Repetitive activity every day. First thing I got to look at is how well does a person pay attention to their grooming? Because that's what you're going to be doing. If any of y'all own
Yeah.
pets and those pets shed, what you got to do? You got to brush them every day. Every day to make sure that hair don't end up all over the house, right? One of the
Agree.
things, one of my traits are grooming. So the first thing everybody start paying attention to is how well does that person groom themselves, because that's how much attention they're going to pay to you. If they let their grooming go, they're not paying you any attention.
Hmm.
Okay, that's the number one trait I got taught. But Rhonda, we got to ask a harder question.
Oh
We
Lord,
got to
what
ask a
is
harder
it?
question. Would you rather marry somebody you're insanely in love with, but only 60% compatible with, or somebody you're 95% compatible with, but the passion and love is just okay? Pick
Mm.
one and let me know. I don't want the politician answer. So, which one do you want?
Oh God, with my adult self now, with my adult self, I
Yes.
think I could be okay with the latter. I think I could be okay with the 95% compatibility. I would prefer the compatibility to get there, only because of where the stage I am in my life. If I
Yeah.
was younger, though, it'd be the other question, the other answer for sure.
Now I want everybody to hear that. She said if I was younger, right? If I was younger, I'ma choose somebody I'm insanely in love with, but 60% compatible. Right? But
Yeah,
she's
but
saying, no, I'm gonna choose the 95% compatibility
absolutely.
because where I am at, she'd had life experience.
Yes.
And the passion is just okay. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something I got taught early on.
Because we get
I'm gonna,
tired, man. We get tired.
I'm gonna tell you I got something I got taught this early on, and I never understood it. They said there's who you love, and then there's who you're with.
Yes.
Okay, there's who you love, and then there's who you're with, and those are not the same people.
Never.
And marriage is about compatibility. Marriage is not about love, right?
Mhm.
And this is why they always say about women, right? 'Cause they say men marries the woman he loves, women marry the man who loves them, right? And so when you start looking at the different ways the two genders look at marriage, that explains everything. At the end of the day, you got two people who look at love completely different.
Absolutely.
One is a foundation and one is security. And that's two different things to approach.
But
So
equally
what
important. But
say what,
equally
Ron?
important. But equally important.
But equally important. And
Yes.
that's what makes marriage so hard. Now, for everybody watching, we see you in the chat. For everybody who watching, finish your sentence, guys. Never marry somebody who blank. One answer. Never marry somebody who blank. Put it in the comments, man. I want to see what's going to come up the most. Some of y'all are going to watch this on the replay. Now, Rhonda, we put number one to bed. I think we both chose compatibility, right? We both
Yeah.
chose
At this point.
compatibility. So
Yes.
what you said is, what's love got to do with it? Now, let's move to number two, guys. Now we're getting dangerous. Rhonda, it's time to get a little dangerous.
Okay.
All right? Before you marry somebody, take the damn test. And I don't mean some little internet quiz that tells you what Disney character you are. I'm talking serious personality and compatibility assessments.
Oh.
Because explain something to me. A company might evaluate personality before putting someone into a major position, right? Think about when you buy a house. Inspection. You apply for a mortgage. They want your entire financial life.
Mm-hmm.
You buy certain insurance. There's evaluating risks. But you want to legally connect your life, finances, property, and future to another human being. But y'all love each other, right? Congratulations. What in the hell? Now, should premarital compatibility assessments become the normal expectation before getting married? Not government deciding whether you're allowed to marry. That's a completely different and much more problematic idea. I'm asking whether we should normalize saying before the venue, before the dress, before the bachelor and bachelorette party, show me the data. How do you handle conflict? How do you handle money? How do you handle stress, jealousy, communication, parenting, authority, ambition, and risk? And then I need to see if my personality goes back to what we said in number one, compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
Does my personality actually have the patience to deal with what it's going to take if we different? Now, think about it like this, guys. We spend more time investigating a house before buying it than some people spend investigating the person they're about to share the house with. Now, Rhonda, I got to come to you and ask this question.
Yeah.
Would you marry somebody who refused premarital counseling or compatibility testing? Why or why not?
I think you would really have to consider what type of counseling? Premarital?
Premarital counseling or
Not in front of your
compatibility
not in
testing?
front of your pastor or some deacon or somebody, right? Just checking.
Professional. These are professional service providers.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm just checking.
Professional service
No,
providers.
no, you know where I am. But I do believe there should be some type of counseling going on just to see like where you are, and I think that's a good point. But you know where I am. I'm probably already ran your zodiac, your birth chart. I'm probably already done all that to see
Mm-hmm.
what compatibility is going on. But I think you do need to know some compatibility before you go in. It cannot be. Now, I will say this though. How you feel does make a difference. As much as people want to dismiss their feelings, how you feel around somebody does make a difference on how much you do go deeper with them.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's as much as we would like to keep it structured with the test or of compatibility or whatever, because What I love about the compatibility test is you're not only learning about yourself, stuff that you probably have overlooked,
Yes.
right? You're looking at somebody else and maybe take the test with each other in mind, right? Take the test with each other in mind. And maybe that could give you the best counseling than any other thing could. But I think once you put feelings in there, I think that just skews everything that
It's
any
it's it's
counseling
funny
would do.
it's funny you say that, Rhonda, because the reason I think that it should be mandatory, right? The reason why I think it should be mandatory, when you go take a personality assessment or compatibility assessment, if you're right for this company, do y'all know the
Mhm.
number one thing that they determine for the company is whether you're lying or not while you're taking this. You're telling me what I want to hear, or you're telling me what's really you. Why?
Mm.
They just asking you 5 or 10 questions 10 different ways. The answers should be similar, but a lot of people don't realize they're under cross examination. So the reason why these companies can get such good talent and then maximize their balance sheet and their P&L is because you got people who are answering truthfully, which means I can manage you truthfully. We can work together truthfully.
Mm.
In marriage, that ain't the case. We lying to each other until we can get to that altar and get that paperwork. Now we say, man, what the hell happened? What changed? Nothing changed. The mask came off. Okay? The mask came off. So when you look at this, Rhonda, I think you're absolutely right that these feelings can throw off things because maybe I'm up against a biological clock. Maybe my
Hmm.
family keep giving me a hard time because it's been too long and they want me to have somebody or they want to have grandkids and believe that marriage is the way to do it. Blah 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 blah. All that's gonna skew a compatibility test because you ain't looking for compatibility. You looking for compliance,
What? Okay.
right? Because you're trying to be compliant to your traditional, to this thing you got taught that might be fairy tales. What did he say? We ain't taking some online test that tells you what Disney character you are. Y'all see what we minimize these
But that
relationships?
could tell you a
Wait,
little something. That still can tell you a little something.
it can tell you a little something. But
But yeah.
If you Pluto and I'm Daffy, right? It wasn't that many episodes where Pluto and Daffy were together.
Hmm.
If we don't end up being Mickey and
But
Minnie,
isn't that most marriages? People get married just
yes,
to be separated.
yes, it's most marriages because marriage is not based on compatibility. Marriage is out here trying to find somebody that I think look good, right? I
Hmm.
think first you got to look good, then I got to see what your job is, and then we'll see if we can make this thing work. You see what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Now all of a sudden we're not talking about what is it like living together, growing together, building together. So let me ask you this, Ron. If the assessment came back and said high risk of long-term incompatibility, but you madly in love with this person, are you canceling the wedding? Yes or no?
You gotta cancel it. You gotta cancel it. Like, I know that again, if I was younger, we'll take a chance on this thing. but but no, you have to as much as it may hurt, it's gonna help, it's gonna hurt mama, granny, it's gonna hurt everybody, right? But
Mm-hmm.
if you know that that's what it's telling you, unless you just built different, right? Unless you just built different, which a lot of us aren't. Like,
Yep.
you may
Yep.
start off strong. You may
Yep.
start off strong, saying you could do this and do that with this person and that, but it's again, I think it's better to know than to not know. That's how I operate. But at the same time, normal human beings are gonna that love is gonna override that. That's why I think you could have it everywhere, red flags everywhere.
Yes.
I mean, you still gonna go for it.
Rhonda, absolutely. That's the answer. Look at what it said, guys. High risk of long-term incompatibility, but you are madly in love. Rhonda just said if feelings get involved in something, you ain't thinking straight. So if I'm madly in love with you, it doesn't matter about your flaws. I'm not canceling the wedding. I ain't canceling the wedding. I'm just gonna get prepared for the divorce.
Oh, but that's messed up.
Right? This is guys, look, it told you high risk of long-term incompatibility. Do y'all realize how many people, if they heard that right now, and they had already started making plans for the wedding, and everybody know they're gonna get married?
Hmm.
See, you should not pop the question until you take the compatibility test, because once you buy the ring, you locked in.
But hold on now.
Yeah.
Would that be considered right up there with a prenup? If you asking your partner to take this test?
Well, you got to remember.
Is that kind of like, are you like, do
No.
you not believe in us?
See, Rhonda, let me tell you this. Most people on that first date talk about prenups. Nobody's talking about compatibility assessment. A lot of time prenups are being discussed before we even sit down.
I don't think so.
You'll be surprised right now.
Not with regular people.
In today's world, people want to know, because guess what, y'all? Let me tell y'all what's happening. Women are looking for men who can take care of them, and men are looking for women who can take care of them.
Absolutely.
That's why the prenups are being discussed up front now. But compatibility is not being discussed. Why? Divorce is the business. I got to see what I'm gonna get after sacrificing my life with you. Okay, that's the thing, Rhonda. So
not sacrificing.
Yeah. So the wedding ain't gonna get canceled. I just started preparing for my divorce. So when you start becoming incompatible, I don't fight it. I just go ahead and file for divorce.
Cancel that weird.
Right? That's the craziest thing. Divorce is big business. Divorce is bigger business than the actual wedding. And you got people signing up for weddings because they know the ultimate plan is the divorce. Now, if you're already arguing with us, man, perfect. That's what we wanted. Go ahead and hit subscribe, because every week we take something that's happening in culture and ask the relationship question nobody wants to touch, man. And go ahead and hit that like button if you want more conversations where we don't pretend complicated questions have easy answers. Guys, Jed York, owner of the 49ers, then got caught in a trailer park. That's why we having this conversation. What also crazy. Did we learn? File for divorce earlier. This man is a billionaire, and look at where they found him. Made him spend 2 nights in jail. $5,000 bond. What's going on with these relationships, guys? Owner of the 49ers. And guess what? Y'all notice the news ain't talking about it. The only place you're hearing about it is on social media. Because big business gonna make sure that it doesn't end up on the television screens. Okay? So that's the difference. Now, Rhonda, question 3 is where your expertise comes in. I put this in here for you. Oh. Everybody who watching, this is Rhonda's wheelhouse.
Oh, Lord.
And guys, don't laugh, because somebody watching right now has rejected a perfectly good person because of their birthday. Oh, you a Gemini. Oh, this ain't gonna work. Somebody else knows their partners. Sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, life path number, and probably the birth chart of the dog too.
That's messed up.
But here's my serious question. Should astrology or numerology have any role in choosing a long-term partner? Now, let's distinguish between the two, guys. I'm not claiming astrology and numerology can scientifically predict whether your marriage will succeed. Mm-hmm. That's not the argument here, Rhonda. That's not the argument. Mm-hmm. I'm asking, can belief systems like these create useful conversations about personality, expectations, and compatibility? Now, Rhonda, because this is your wheelhouse, you get the first shot. Useful relationship tool or nonsense? Now, I know your position, but I want the chat to hear. Useful relationship tool or nonsense, and make your case.
Very useful. It's a useful tool, right? Everybody, if people use the Bible as a tool, why not use the universe as a tool? Like they want to and at the end of the day, I don't know anybody in their lifetime that has not met somebody they just don't jive with.
Yep.
It's just somebody that ain't just miraculous, that ain't coincidental or all that. It really does matter when somebody's born. And if y'all are compatible, it does. Then you ain't got to be believing in it or stuff like that. You probably done tested it out plenty of times with all the broken relationships you done had. Mm-hmm. Probably done tested it out, right? And don't think anything of it.
Okay, but let me ask you this. It's a useful tool if people don't allow their wrong teaching and traditional teaching to override it.
Well, that's the thing. Like we rather have the Bible that wasn't written by Jesus and God. We rather have that. We rather have that. So I feel like the universe is more of God than the Bible is. That's just my personal opinion. Go argue with your mama.
Let me say this to you though, and let me tell y'all, man. Rhonda talks about numerology and astrology and all that all the time. And that's the reason why I put it in here. Let me tell you this, guys. They can't launch that shuttle just anytime they want to. Y'all know I'm down here in Florida. And guess what, guys? They say, hey, tonight there's a shuttle launch at 9:13. Why the hell they can't launch that thing when
No,
people,
you can't.
why? Because there's gotta be something about the way this earth is rotating on its axis and
Mm-hmm.
all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe it's a good relationship tool
Tool,
if you don't
yes.
have any previous biases.
It's gonna be
It's
more
non
accurate than your board of directors. It's gonna be more
yes,
accurate than
yes.
your boys. It's gonna be more accurate. And
Here
the good thing about it is I haven't seen it be wrong yet. I haven't
let me
seen
but
it be wrong yet.
here's the deal though, Ron. This is the one thing astrology and numerology does not address.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is your soulmate is not what you like through your eyes. See,
Meaning,
astrology and numerology, one of the things we had the Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift uh, podcast. And you
mm-hmm.
said what you say, Rhonda? You said because of that numerology, they're gonna work out.
Yeah.
Now, who did Travis Kelsey used to date before he started dating Taylor
Who
Swift?
cares? Who
He
cares?
was
I don't know.
dating black women, right?
Oh,
He
okay,
was dating
yes.
black women and they could not get him to the altar. Taylor Swift comes into his life. Now,
Yeah.
everybody gonna say, Jeff, you're a billionaire. That's why he did it. But guys, look, Taylor Swift don't look nothing like what we thought he liked. And that's where people mess up numerology and astrology. I'm looking for something I like physically. Then I'm gonna try to fit you into this box. Because
Right.
again, that's the difference. What do you think when you hear me say that, Ron?
But no, but it did find them, right? That's why none of the other
Mm-hmm.
relationships really worked out. Like when you look at how things move, it's just to me it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
She needed somebody just that was already in the spotlight as well. His stuff didn't work out because he didn't have people that was in the spotlight. Like let's
Mm-hmm.
be real. Like you can't. I mean, I know they say, "Oh, opposites attract," and da da da, but it's she's been very intentional. It seems like throughout her music from when she started songwriting about the
Yeah.
type of love she wanted. That's what it just sounds like to me.
Yes.
And she basically manifested that. And it just so it nothing's a coincidence with that.
I
Nothing.
agree. I
Nothing.
agree. Now, Rhonda, since it's the family affair, now we got to take the exact opposite side. Y'all know we grew up in an era where you went to debate class and you had to do the pros and cons and then you switched. So now, Rhonda, let's talk about the opposite side. If two people are compatible,
Hmm.
communicate beautifully,
Hmm.
have aligned goals, great chemistry, and
Hmm.
somebody says, but our signs aren't compatible, what would you tell them?
I'll be like, look at their moon rising and where Venus is in their chart.
So you
That's
wouldn't tell them to it. So you wouldn't tell them to ignore that and still marry the person.
what you mean. Tell them
So
to
you would tell.
ignore.
So if the signs aren't compatible, you would tell them to do what? They're compatible.
I would tell them to be careful, just to be careful when times are hard. Because like I said, we won't have no problems when things are good. There's no problems when things are good.
Hmm.
I would
Hmm.
just tell them to be careful when see if they are healed enough. See what part of them was broken, and that's probably where that stuff is coming from. That's what I would say. If because if you got that much compatibility, you better go for it. Look, it
And
ain't too many people to pick from.
stop that. Stop right there, Veronica. I'm glad you said that. Stop right there.
So,
What if I didn't? What if I'm into astrology and numerology,
mhm.
and I recognize that I can use it as a tool to make you think I'm into you or make you think we compatible because I'm using this as manipulation because at the end of the day, I'm just trying to get married because I'm up against my biological clock. I'm really not into you.
Well, that
But the
because you
actual
gonna you gonna you gonna f around and find out.
right? Because when I was writing this, I realized how many people are faking and fronting while they dating because they know they just trying to get married. They know, okay, I better say whatever, do whatever. I'm up against the clock, tradition, whatever. So one person is performing and one person is real, but the person who's real is like, man, this person is compatible with me. No, it's possible this person could be like, no, I didn't studied you. Because what's the first thing I learned as a sales rep? You better know your prospects. Go do
Yeah,
your research on them so you can have that rapport with them. Because what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get a deal.
yeah. But then something eventually clicks though. Something either that's just like life. That's why sometimes you don't have friends for a lifetime. They just there for a season. That's why that
Hmm.
stuff is. That's why it matters. But yeah, no, I'll put astrology up against anything.
Yeah.
Period.
And that's
Anything.
what I wanted. That's why when people who watch this video see it, I want everybody to kind of understand this is another tool in the toolbox that if you want marriage to work now, this is not the 1920s or the 50s, right? It is a completely different world, which means you got to use a lot more tools available to you to see if this is something you want to get into, because you don't want to end up in a trailer park like Jed York.
That's so disappointing.
Right? You don't want to end like, dude, you own the 49ers, and this is what you're going to be known for the rest of your life.
Mm.
Right? This is
No,
what you're
he'll
going
be
to be.
like Robert Kraft. They won't know. They won't remember the.
Well, let's hope so.
They won't remember.
Let's hope so. Now, guys, it's time to destroy the comment section. I see some of y'all in there tonight already. Should zodiac compatibility matter when choosing a spouse? Yes or no? And please tell us your sign when you answer, because I already know somebody's going to say that's exactly what a Scorpio would say. That's exactly what a Leo would say. That's why I don't like Aquarius, right? Right? Oh, Lord, another Libra. When y'all realize, do y'all realize the reason I put this in here is the clash between people who subscribe to this and people who don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same equivalent of people who go to church and who don't, people who read the Bible and who don't. It becomes a battle instead of people stepping back and say, what can I take away from this to use as a tool in my.
Or who got beat over the head with the Bible? Who got beat over the head with going to church?
Yeah, or
Right?
you got hit over the head. You got hit over the head with the astrology and numerology too.
Yes.
So it might be a
Yes.
clash. It might be a clash of out of balance people fighting.
Yeah.
When realistically, you got to use all. You got to use all of these tools. Now, guys, Ronnie, you ready for number 4?
Yeah.
It's about to get dangerous again, guys. About to get dangerous again, whether you're dating or whether you're married. Do people actually want monogamy?
Mm.
Don't answer this too quickly, guys, because I'm not asking, do you believe cheating is wrong? That's easy. I'm asking, if society had never told you what a relationship was supposed to look like, would you independently choose lifelong romantic exclusivity with one person? Because that's a completely different question. We have multiple social media pages. What if people told you you can only have one for the rest of your life? Okay? Because maybe monogamy isn't the problem. Maybe the problem is people promising a relationship structure that they never actually wanted. You wanted independence, but promised exclusivity. You wanted novelty, but promised routine. You wanted separate lives, but promised togetherness. Then the resentment starts, secrets start, lying starts, and eventually somebody steps out. So maybe the conversation before commitment shouldn't just be, do you love me? Maybe it should be, what kind of relationship are you actually capable of maintaining? And monogamous might not be the answer. Doesn't mean I don't love you, but are we having to look at monogamy different because of all of the things we live with now that when traditional marriage was formed didn't exist? Think about this, guys. Maybe cheating isn't evidence that monogamy doesn't work. Sometimes it's evidence that somebody promised monogamy who never wanted it. And I want y'all to let that sit in. The person you were with probably never said nothing to you about monogamy, but you said it should be monogamous. You didn't listen to the other person, and vice versa. Now, Rhonda, would you rather have a completely honest and open relationship, or supposedly monogamous relationship where you constantly suspect the other person is cheating, or always know at the back of their mind they thinking about it? Go ahead and choose.
I would love for somebody to be upfront and open about, like, again, what their needs and wants are, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help with the TV shows I watch, because it was a story on Snap the other day. Shout out to Oxygen, to the Oxygen Network. And this lady literally, she found out he was sleeping with somebody. She literally handcuffed him to the bed when she wasn't home, so he wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Or when it's time to go to sleep, he handcuffed to the bed, right? That's how she kept him faithful. Yeah. And it's some people out there that are like that. But why keep somebody caged in if they don't want to be caged, mm-hmm. right? Let people go so you can see what they rather do. I think but you got to be so sure in yourself that you're going to be okay with what you find out and knowing that it's not you.
But Rhonda, let me ask you this question. I'm glad you said that. I don't see people having problems with monogamy when they're dating, only when marriage comes in. Mm. What do you think about that statement?
Well, because there's no real commitment. Like let's be real, there's no real commitment. Yeah. Right? Yeah. you could sex somebody, like you could do all this stuff, but guess what? I ain't married to them, so whatever, or you're not married to them, whatever. So I think that marriage, with how we've been taught about it,
Mm-hmm.
it's like clutching your pearls when you find out somebody is cheating. To
Mm-hmm.
me, it's like, oh, of course they're gonna cheat.
Mm-hmm.
How many mammals out here are
Monogamous.
monogamous outside of penguins? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many? Like, when you really think about, you know,
Stop right there, though, Ron. Stop
yeah,
right there, because you don't realize you preach, right? So one of the things that a lot of people struggle with is monogamy is not something. Monogamy is not something that people have to. That if you force it on a person, they can't do it. Monogamy is something that people willingly do, not somebody that does
right.
it.
It's the choice.
Right? It's a choice,
It's a
guys. It's
choice.
not a mandate. If you got it as a mandate, right? Here's the deal. If you enjoy coming home, that's a choice. If you mandate it coming home, you're gonna do everything not to come home.
Yeah, stay out all day.
You're gonna stay out all day because you just don't want to go. What marriage does is put these invisible mandates and expectations on people that they simply say, I don't want to do it. Now they look for an alternative. So when you see somebody stepping out, they're not stepping out on you, they're stepping out of their bondage. When they're not stepping out on you, they actually care about you, care about the family or whatever. If you talk to him, if I went and talked to Jed York right now, he gonna tell me how much he loves his kids. He gonna tell me how embarrassed he is. Some people gonna say he embarrassed that he got caught. He gonna tell me that he hate that it didn't go well with his wife and they had to file it. Don't confuse this, right, with what he did. Don't confuse that with, if somebody talked to that man and asked him what started the whole process, he did not want the bondage he was in. The more success he had, the more of a prison he was in. This man is a billionaire caught in a trailer park with $160 in his pocket. With $160 that only cost $140 because he said he wanted her to think he was a good guy, so he's gonna give her a $20 tip.
That's messed up.
Right? Now, Rhonda, this
I'm
is
sorry. Go ahead. I don't know where that came from, but go ahead.
So every time I'm on TikTok live, it ain't nothing for them San Francisco 49ers fans to get into my live and say, bang, bang, Niner game. Bang, bang, Niner game. Well, now we know that on a whole new meaning.
Let's see.
And I can't wait till I get in there tonight in my live to tell them.
Don't do that to them.
Bang, bang, Niner gang means completely something different. And what I'm trying to ask you too, Rhonda, is does exclusivity define commitment?
No.
Does exclusivity define commitment?
The only thing that defines commitment is what you're disciplined enough to do for yourself. Okay. In my opinion. What you know you can do yourself, that's the ultimate sign of commitment. How are you honoring yourself, which in turn means you're going to honor the person that you're with if you honor yourself in a certain way. So it all depends on what your standards are, in my opinion.
Let me come at you with my approach. Exclusivity doesn't define commitment. Equal sacrifice defines commitment. Because somebody got to sacrifice and somebody got to win. Because the only reason I'm sacrificing is because I'm predicting a win down the road. Right? Like, okay.
But you know what else people use too? They'll say, well, I made a commitment to God in my vows. And that's what guides them too, right? In how they treat their spouse. I don't know what the other person is believing in. Or maybe they ran across something different. But people will use the word to convict them, even though in my eyes, marriage has always been anything but a blessing. It was out of the sin that but we ain't gonna get in. That's for just Sunday service.
I can appreciate what you're saying. Because what we interpreted marriage was never what marriage said it was. We're interpreting what we want it to be versus you go back through any movie, you go back through any history, all married people will tell you behind the scenes with a drink in their hand what it really is. We choose to say, no, I don't want it to be that. Right? And so now, guys, here's what happens. Because freedom sounds wonderful until the person you love exercises theirs. See, one person is signing up for bondage. One person is signing up for freedom. That's why we going through these questions.
And both things can be true at the same time.
Yes, both things can be true
at the same time.
But
I will say this. If if these married people would be honest about the single people about the real deal with marriage, I think it'd be a lot more successful marriages, other than just checking a box and then having babies and being on lockdown for 18 to 22 years.
Absolutely, right?
I
And
think
so
it'll make
what
a
we're
world of
talking about
difference.
with monogamy, because what we're talking about with monogamy is you got some people that come in and say everybody, you got some people that want an open relationship until it's time for your partner to get dressed at 8:30 p.m. at night and say, don't wait up. She going out with her girls. He going out with his boys. Are you ready for that?
No, you
And the
just turn the
number
lights off. You turn the lights off,
look, you
and
get to it. It's so funny, guys. What did Rhonda say in the beginning? At this stage in my life, right? If somebody getting dressed at 8:30 right now,
this
while I'm
is
sitting in that recliner, man, go ahead and enjoy yourself. I don't care what you do,
yeah.
right? Because what you learn is marriage does not mean possession. Marriage does not mean ownership. Marriage means this is the person I'm living with.
Hmm.
That's all marriage means. If that person goes out, they have their ability to act out on their own free will. And what y'all gonna find is if you keep calling them while they're out, you're triggering the behavior you're trying to stop. Best thing you can do is when that person goes on that girl's trip or that guy's trip, don't call them.
Yeah, leave them alone.
Leave them alone. They gonna hate the whole damn trip. We just gave y'all game. We just
All
gave
of
y'all
they're gonna
game
hate the
right there.
whole trip, but but yeah,
Man,
they're
if
gonna be
she
like,
out with her girls at brunch, he out with his boys at the club, turn your phone off and go and enjoy yourself.
hmm
And they gonna come back home. Man, why wasn't your phone on? Man, I ain't look. I knew you were having fun. I just wanted to get some relaxation. Okay? That's the thing, guys. I don't want y'all sitting there looking out the blinds, seeing when she or he coming back up the road to come home.
hmm
Right?
they
So
might be
maybe
asleep. They might be
boundaries
asleep, but they
aren't
walking it out.
oppression. Maybe boundaries are part of what creates security. And maybe the reason monogamy has survived isn't because society brainwashed everybody. Maybe exclusivity actually provides something psychologically valuable that unlimited freedom doesn't. That's the debate. At the end of the day, you exclusively live with me. See what I'm saying, guys? I ain't marrying you for monogamy. I'm marrying you for that exclusivity experience. It don't mean you can't go nowhere else. It don't mean you can't go party with your girls. It don't mean you can't go out with the boys. At the end of the day, we just living together, enjoying life together. And what y'all are gonna find is if you keep pressing, 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 what you fear the most will come upon you. What you fear the most will come upon you. So if you worried about this, if you worried about that, oh, they gonna do this, or they gonna do that. Yeah, they gonna do it because you're giving them permission. You're the one pushing them to it. Because if they're getting accused of it, why not go ahead and do it? What's your thoughts on that, Ron?
No, you again. Don't be chasing nobody, man. Let them roam so
Mm-hmm.
they could do what they want to do. Um, let them go and get it out their system.
Mm-hmm.
But you also knew that when you met them.
Absolutely.
You also knew that when you met them.
Come on in
It's
here now.
it's
Come on in
so
here now.
so you
Look,
kind of just got to go with the flow at this particular point.
I
And
met
it's
you.
just a reminder of the flags that you did ignore, whether they were green, yellow, beige, or red.
This is the point I hope gets clipped. When we were dating, I know we weren't exclusive. So I knew you had options. You were dating multiple people.
Yeah.
I was dating multiple people. We chose to stop dating multiple people.
hmm
You see what I'm saying, Rhonda?
Yeah, I
Why?
see what you're
Why?
saying.
That's all that happened. See, guys, when you're talking about exclusivity, it just means that you become a priority, right? It just means you become a priority. But these same people, we were attracted to each other when we were dating other people. We were seeing other people. Now we get married. We stop that. Now we wonder where the attraction went. Everybody wants somebody who has somebody else.
Absolutely.
Say it again, Ron.
Absolutely.
So now, guys, that's why call him your groom all the time. Call her your bride all the time, right? Talk about it because at the end of the day, guys, you fell in love with somebody who was dating other people initially when you met them. You take that away, then you wonder where the love went. They gonna have other people, guys. That's why we're talking about open relationship. There may not be anything physical going on, but they gonna have other people.
It's just something though. It's something about putting restrictions on people that make them do the thing
Mm-hmm.
that you're trying
Absolutely.
to restrict them from doing.
No restrictions, guys. Let them talk to whoever they want to talk to. Let them hang out with whoever they want to talk to, right? Because exclusivity makes you feel confident enough in yourself. Just say, going on out there, man. I know ain't nothing out there better than me, right? I know ain't nothing out there better than me. But a lot of people don't have that confidence, right? Well, Jeff, what if she does? I don't care. It don't change what I got to do. Because marriage does not mean ownership or possession. This is not the biblical days, guys. Everybody's equal now. Florida is an at-will state, right? This is two equal people coming together. There's no big I, little you. Doesn't work like that. Now, guys, share this episode with your partner, right? Actually, share it with your partner. Well, hold on, Rhonda. Maybe we don't need. I don't know where y'all are in your relationship. So
no, share it with your partner.
Right? Okay. Rhonda say send it, guys.
Everybody need to see it. Everybody need to see where you stand.
Let's see where you stand. Y'all share.
If you make it through this eclipse. See if you make it through this eclipse.
Absolutely, man. And then ask them one question: if there was zero social consequences, would you still choose monogamy? Then put your phone down and walk away. We are not paying for anybody's couples therapy on this podcast, but definitely subscribe before the argument starts. Because they gonna tell you to stop watching this podcast. Right? Now, here we go to number 5. We've arrived at the question I've been promising all night. Because criticizing marriage is easy. Criticizing dating is easy. Criticizing men and women is easy. Saying marriage is outdated is easy. I'm never getting married. Saying that is easy. Relationships are too much work. Saying that is easy. Okay then, what now? Seriously, what are we building toward? Because human beings still want companionship. The same way animals expand their territory, deep down in humans are the need for expansion, right? We still want the romance. We still want somebody to call. We still want somebody to travel with. We still want somebody who we feel know us and we're comfortable around. We still want somebody sitting next to us when life gets ugly. So if marriage disappears, guys, this is why this is the most important question. What replaces it? Maybe it's lifelong partnership without marriage. Maybe it's serial monogamy. Maybe it's living apart but together. Maybe it's consensual non-monogamy. Maybe it's close friends plus casual dating with benefits. Maybe some people genuinely prefer remaining single. These are all legitimate conversations. But here's the possibility that bothers me. What if relationships simply become transactions? You're useful to me today. I'm useful to you today. We're having fun today, right? Everything feels good today. You fit my lifestyle today. And the moment you stop providing enough value, next, swipe, replace, and repeat, right? If permanence is no longer the goal of love, what keeps love from becoming a subscription you can cancel when you're no longer satisfied, like Netflix and Paramount Plus? That's the question. Now, Rhonda, if marriage disappears tomorrow, what should replace it?
The relationship you've always wanted to have, minus the obligations that's been placed on everybody. Social media has taught us that everything is a right now moment, like right now. And it sucks that the downside is the peak is marriage, the wedding. I mean, that's sad. That
the wedding,
yes. It's the wedding. That's the unfortunate part, because it should be like just halfway up the mountain. We got married and we going up to this peak together. But for a lot of marriages, unfortunately, but this is a right now world, right? This is a right now. Oh, you may be mad right now. Let me go on socials. Let me get some backup. Let me put my little stuff out here, right? Like, and so you don't have to have that interaction or that connection with the person you actually married, right? Like, how do you go from telling them all of your jokes, all of the things? They're the first person you want to tell something to, and now that's no longer the case.
And when y'all break up, the page wiped within 24 hours.
Yes, because it was all
gone.
Our followers went down by 200,000. What the heck?
Absolutely, Rhonda. So guess what? it was already transactional the whole time, right? With
Yeah.
social media coming into play, everything you hope marriage would be, it can't be.
No.
Everything you think marriage could be, it can't be now. And that's why, around the other side of the coin is, what relationship model gives people freedom, romance, security, family, companionship, and longevity? What relationship model does? I'm gonna see if you can't pick this one up.
I can't,
Dating.
because I was about to say, outside of dating somebody, where you going?
Guys, we already have the answer. Dating. What is the everything
And
you
you're not
want
going
in a
to hell
marriage,
because you don't have sex with somebody. You ain't
right?
going to hell.
That
Hell is
that see,
already here.
that's what see if you remove the religious
Yes.
crap, you already had what you wanted when you were dating.
Mm-hmm.
Like the guys, that's when we say what's available to you. Everything that made you want to marry that person, marriage made it stop. They were monogamous when they were dating you. They were exclusive when they were dating you. They were
You
sacrificing.
gonna end no trailer park.
But he was not in no trailer park with $160 in his
Yes.
pocket.
Yes.
When y'all were dating, everything was perfect. Marriage stops the perfection and makes it imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, let's look at it like this, Ron. After everything I've said tonight, maybe marriage isn't outdated at all. I know it sounds like a little bit of a plot twist. Maybe we just became unrealistic and we have too much to expect out of one person. They got to be your lover. They got to be your friend. They got to be your therapist. They got to be your travel partner. They got to be your business advisor, co-parent, motivational speaker, financial partner, workout partner, spiritual partner, entertainment, emotional support dog. And somehow, after 20 years, still gives us butterflies every Tuesday.
What? Oh Lord.
Right? Maybe that's insane. Maybe previous generations didn't have better marriages, but maybe previous generations understood something we forgot. A successful marriage and constantly exciting marriage are not necessarily the same thing. Ron, what do you think about that? A successful marriage and a constantly exciting marriage are not necessarily the same thing.
They're not the same thing. I think the only thing that makes it to where it could possibly be both is if everybody's effort in their own lane is brought together.
Mm-hmm.
If each person can operate at their optimum, I think you could have that. But outside of that, no. It's no.
Because here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. One of the things you guys are going to find is marriage has to go from being this legal entity and start going back to being a satisfaction entity. You talking to a lot of married people who are not satisfied, but they're legally bound. Marriage has to be a satisfaction part of your life, not a legal part of your life. That's why it's important that you always feel like you're dating the person you're with. Don't bind yourself to the marriage just because y'all are married legally.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Ronnie, when you hear me say that statement?
No, that makes a total difference when it comes to that. Like,
Yeah,
again, when you make it about, like, we got to check this box, check that box, check this box, which is why it's very critical to not talk about your marriage so much, the things that go on within your marriage with
absolutely.
other people. You got to kind of keep
Absolutely.
that stuff, unless you
'Cause
get
guess
into
what,
it.
Ron? We didn't talk about anything we were dating. We were hiding while we were dating. We were just
Yes,
enjoying ourselves,
yes, yeah,
right?
living it
That's
up, doing this, doing that,
yeah. Nobody
post
could
if we
find
want
us
to,
when we
all
were
of that.
dating. When we were dating, people had to call you to find you.
Yeah,
Now you calling them to check in,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now, Rhonda, you know what I had to bring it back. Somebody asked me to bring it back. It's rapid fire lightning
Uh
round
oh.
before we get ready to get out of here.
Who
No
be telling you
speeches.
this stuff? Who be
No
telling you this
speech.
stuff?
Hey, tell you right. People be watching. People be
Lord
watching.
have mercy.
No speeches. Answer first. Explain second.
Memory
Are
and
you ready?
perimenopause don't go together. That's all I'm saying. Memory, it just don't. So
So let's take a recap real fast.
yes.
Right? Love or compatibility.
Okay.
Love or compatibility.
Oh, compatibility all day.
Compatibility. Passion or stability.
Ooh, stability.
Joint bank
That's
account
my
or
passion.
separate money.
Ooh. Separate.
Okay. Share phone passwords or keep phones private.
Keep your phone private, man. That's your personal stuff. Man, go
Okay.
ahead.
Personality assessment before marriage, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Astrology and relationship decisions, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, guys, remember we talked about it. We talked about it, but now we're talking about a day-to-day occurrence. Do you use it? Okay. Monogamy or open?
Hmm. Only reason I'm gonna say open is because I don't think nobody should be restricted, but at the same time, be respectful. And
Okay.
monogamy doesn't necessarily have to be. I know it's intimacy like that, but I don't know. That's a
Y'all see,
tough
she
one.
had to explain that one. She didn't explain no other one. She had to clean that
That's
one up.
that's 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 a tough one. That's a tough one.
Marriage or civil union without paperwork.
Silver union.
Okay.
I'm gonna say silver union.
Right. So now here's the big one, guys. You're talking to a 25-year-old. Good job, financially stable, healthy, single, whole life ahead of them. They ask, should I make marriage one of my goals? Rhonda, yes or no?
Uh, mm, you know how I feel about marriage.
Yeah.
I'm a for a 25-year-old. I will say yeah, yes.
Okay. Sounded a
That was
little
so
tough.
that
Sounded a
was
little
so
tough.
hard. That was so hard to say because I want to
Yes.
say absolutely not. But yeah, for like life
My
experiences, man.
my answer would be absolutely not and keep dating.
Yeah.
Don't ruin what you've built at 25. Because you're gonna ruin it once you get married. It has nothing to do with her. You signing up for a system that does not support what you have
But you
going
gonna
on.
have kids. That woman gonna want some kids. That man may want
Agree.
some kids. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Oh, I
just
agree. I agree. But the more I'm good at my job, the less I'm gonna want all that stuff I said I did want before the money came in.
is that
Right?
why?
That's the difference. That's the difference. Now, guys, here's where I landed tonight. I don't think marriage is pointless. I think automatic marriage might be. Marriage simply because you're 30 or 25. Marriage because you dated 3 years and now you're tired. Marriage because my family keep asking me, when am I going to get married? Married because your friends got married. Married because somebody else got pregnant. Married because you're scared of being alone. Those aren't necessarily good reasons to make a lifelong commitment. Maybe the future isn't fewer serious relationships. Maybe the future is more intentional relationships. Knowing yourself, knowing what you want, knowing what you can tolerate, and knowing what you can't tolerate. Talk about money, talk about romance, talk about children, religion, politics, family. Most of all, talk about monogamy, independence, expectations. Talk about everything before the wedding because maybe the biggest problem isn't that marriage has lost its meaning. Maybe too many people never agreed on what marriage meant before they entered into it. Rhonda, what's your closing thought for the night?
Man, it's one of the toughest podcasts, man, I done done. Period. Like, but y'all look, pay attention to the red flags, the green flags, the beige ones, and all of that stuff. Like, pay attention to all of that, but also to learn yourself. Learn yourself, and don't move out of fear. Don't make any big movements out of fear. It will never turn out uh how you would want it to turn out. But just learn yourself. That would be what I learn yourself and only date
I'm
with
right there
intention.
with you guys. My final word is just keep dating. Mentally keep dating. Mentally keep dating. We're talking about the owner of the 49ers. Why is this a story? It was because he's married and just filed for divorce. And now, if he was dating, nobody would have cared. We wouldn't have known. But you know what? If he
Yeah.
was dating, he wouldn't have had nothing to escape. I don't see anybody trying to escape dating relationships at the rate they're trying to escape marital ones. Guys, you can't fix marriage. A traditional system in this country is not compatible for where the country is. And that's why marriage is not working. It used to be in the 20s and 30s, the country supported this union called marriage. Everywhere you went. Now the country doesn't support that. We live in an AI world. We live in a digital world. The world is moving too fast for a system called marriage, but it's still rooted in dating. Dating has always been relevant no matter what time of the foundations you've been looking at. All throughout life, dating has never been irrelevant, but I'm afraid marriage has become. So whether you're married now or whether you're not, make sure you have a dating mindset if you want it to work. And y'all know what it is, man. It's Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the real cigar Jeff. Y'all get down in the description, man. Support the channel, get the merch. Rhonda, let them know where they can find you on the socials.
On TikTok at Rondeezy _ and on Instagram RMB LMBT.
Man, hit that like, share, comment button. And until next time, guys, we gonna holler.
Pop it, smoke it, drink it down. With your boys, it got Jeff around. Feel the vibe, we're set to roll. Let's play, let's lose control. Sip a drink and smoke will swirl. Join the convo around the world. Relationships we dissect slow. Current events